What's going on, guys? In this video I will show you how to make a DTF t-shirt printer. As you guys already probably know, this is one of the best ways to make high quality t-shirts if you're on a budget. These shirts will last hundreds of washes, and converting the printer is very easy. It takes about 30 minutes. I will show you guys the entire step-by-step process in this video. Let's not waste any time and get right into it. Alright guys, first let's talk about everything that we will need. The first thing that you will need is an Epson XP 15000 printer. This printer costs around $400 and it prints 13 by 19 inches, which is great if you want to make large t-shirts. You will also need a heat press machine, Dtf inks, Dtf powder, and transfer film. I will leave a link to all of these items in the description under the video. Alright guys, the first thing that we have to do is set up the printer. Go ahead and press the power button. The printer is going to do a quick initial setup. This will take around 30 seconds. The next step is to take the printer head and move it over to the left. After you guys do this, go ahead and unplug the power cord. This will loosen the print head so we can move it left and right. The next thing we're going to do is remove the front rollers. We have to remove the rollers because if we don't, they will ruin our print. They're going to touch the ink and everything will smudge. There are two screws that you have to unscrew, the screw on the left and the screw on the right. Move the print head over to the right and lift the left side. After this, move the print head to the left and lift the right side. You might have to play with it a little to get it out. After you remove the rollers, the next step is to refill our ink cartridges with Dtf ink. The first thing you will do is make 6 strips out of masking tape and put a little piece of paper towel in the middle of each one. If you guys do get water or ink on the chip, simply clean it with a dry paper towel. What we're going to do is cover the chip of each cartridge to make sure no ink or water gets on it. The next thing we will do is weigh each cartridge. They will weigh 22 to 24 grams. After this, we're going to take a syringe, put it on the bottom mesh of the cartridge, and pull out the original factory ink. We're going to do this until the cartridge weighs around 13 to 14 grams. Not let it go lower than that. When the cartridge is almost empty and you see you're starting to pull air, stop pulling. Next, we're going to wash out the syringe with hot water and we're going to fill it up with hot water all the way. We will then fill up the ink cartridge with this water until it weighs 22 to 24 grams. After we do this, again, we're going to take all the ink out until it weighs around 13 grams. We're going to keep doing this until the water that we take out is completely clear. This will take around 10 refills. The next step is to fill the cartridge with Dtf ink. We're starting with the red and gray cartridges. We're going to fill these two cartridges with the white ink. Fill them up with ink until they weigh 22 to 24 grams. If the ink no longer goes through the mesh screen, stop filling. We're going to do this for every single color. After every cartridge is full with Dtf ink, we're going to remove the tape and install the cartridges into the printer. After you guys do this, click OK on the screen and let the printer set them up. This will take around 10 minutes. While the printer is doing this, we're going to go on Google, type in Epson XP 15000 drivers and download the drivers. When the printer is done setting up, go on to maintenance, click clean print head and do 2 cleanings. After you do this, the next step is to install the RIP software. A RIP software is a special software for DTG and DTF printers. It's a software that allows you to print white ink over the original ink. There are 2 main softwares, CAD-Link and AcroRip. These softwares cost around $400, but if you guys are on a budget or just starting out, you can download a free trial of CAD-Link. In this example, I'm going to be using AcroRip. As really quick, I'm going to show you how to set up the program and how to print the image. This is only going to take about a minute. So the first thing that we're going to do is click on printer and select our printer. Select Epson XP 15000. Make sure check paper size is off. Select premium glossy. For resolution, select 1440 by 1440 dpi for both. For feeding, make sure rear tray selected. For speed, select bidirection and make sure wave is off. White dot size and color dot size is on mix. Next, click on color. On ink channel, click setup. And right now, we're going to select our ink channels. The first one is going to be on cyan. The second one is going to be on white. Third one is going to be white as well. Then yellow, magenta, and black. Click save, click OK. Ink limit is how much ink the printer is going to use. If you guys want to make vintage style designs that don't use a lot of ink, you can select a lower number. If you guys want really vivid pictures, select a higher number. We're going to select color at 40 and white on 50. Now we're going to click on view, click template. For width, type 12.5 and for height, type 18.5. Click save and click OK. Now we're going to click on layout. For paper width, type 12.5. For paper length, type 18.5. And do the same thing for the output size. Now right click on the left, click open, select your file. We're going to align our design. Right click mirror and then right click print. Again, right click, hit print. For drying time, make sure 50 selected. Make sure print color first selected and make sure white plus color selected. 1 copies for both and click print. Alright guys, the next step is to insert the film. What we're going to do is put masking tape all over the film. The reason why we're doing this is because if we don't, the printer is not going to recognize it. The film is too thin and it's also see-through. And if it does recognize the film, it's only going to print a small portion of the picture. When you apply the masking tape, make sure it's flat. Any bumps are going to result in a bad print. And the printer is going to start printing. It's going to print the regular colors first, and after that it's going to print white on top. We're printing a large image, so it's going to take about 10 minutes. Also, it's very important to print on the correct side of the film. Both sides look identical, but if you print on the wrong side, your ink is going to smudge and drip all over the film. Also, don't forget to extend the tray all the way when you print. And make sure you put something the thickness of an iPhone, such as a notepad, in the tray, so when it comes out, you won't have ink touch the top part of the printer. That will ruin your design. When you're done printing, remove the masking tape. The next step is to put powder on the print. Now, it's important to use black powder for dark shirts and white powder for light shirts. If you use black powder, the color is going to be much more vivid, and also if there are parts that fade into the shirt, they're going to look much better. I didn't have any black powder when I was making this video, and I wanted to get this video out. You can still use white powder on black shirts. Go ahead and apply a nice amount of powder all over the printed area. Move it back and forward. When you're done, shake the film to remove any extra powder. The next step is to cure the print. You can cure using an oven, a heat press machine, or a heat gun. You're going to apply heat until the powder is completely melted and looks like this. The next step is to align the film on the t-shirt. Tape the film to the shirt using heat tape. Press the shirt at 300 degrees for around 30 seconds. Let it completely cool off and then peel. And just like that, your shirt is done. Now what's going to happen is eventually your cartridge is going to run out of ink. And you can't just refill the cartridge and have it print again. You have to download Shipless software. We're going to go on a website called inkchip.com. You're going to find the Epson XP15000 printer. And you're going to download the firmware, the activation, and the instructions. Go ahead and go through the entire setup process. Make sure your printer is connected with a USB cable. And when the installation is finished, your printer is going to restart. After this, you will purchase a serial code. It costs $55. Open the activation program, paste the code, click OK, and your printer is ready to go. So now you can refill the cartridge as many times as you want and print as much as you want. Now, another very important thing is you guys will have to get a chip resetter for the maintenance box. The maintenance box is where all the ink goes when you do a print head cleaning. Unscrew the front of the printer, take out the maintenance box, and as you guys can see right here, this is where all the ink goes. What you're going to do is go on Amazon, get a chip resetter, and you will simply touch the chip, and it's going to reset right away. When the printer detects the maintenance box is full, it will no longer allow you to print. You will have to take this chip resetter, touch the chip, and then it's going to reset. Now, what some people also do is they take a bottle and make an external tank. You can simply pull this tube right here and drain it down to an empty bottle. I think that's extra. I think you guys shouldn't do that. I think this is a hassle. It's not necessary. It's easier to just deal with the maintenance tank. Now, the thing about these printers is that they require a lot of maintenance. You cannot just print and leave the cartridges inside the printer if you're not going to print for a while. The print heads are going to dry up and clog, especially with the white ink, so you have to do daily maintenance. You have to buy a separate set of cartridges specifically for the cleaning solutions. Also, I suggest you guys only print using the factory cartridges. Don't use refillable cartridges. It's going to give you a lot of problems. It's not worth it. Only use the refillable cartridges for the cleaning solution. Now, there's a couple of ways you can make money with this printer. Of course, you guys can easily make your own t-shirts and sell them online. If you guys do, again, avoid copyrights. The examples in this video are just examples. You can also take custom orders, and you can even sell individual prints. Alright, I hope this video was helpful to you guys. If it was, please hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.